Hello everyone who's watching the replay. I'm gonna say right here 30 while everyone comes in. I'm just gonna pin the comment. 30-minute train like a gymnast, or actually stretch like a gymnast today. Stretch like a gymnast. It's gonna be a flexibility flow. And I am Danielle Gray, founder of Train Like a Gymnast. And so I'm gonna go here with Danielle Gray Fit, who is ready to start their morning off right and get some flow, because I'm super sore, and I hope that this helps you guys feel better, like start your day, get yourself good. I woke up about an hour ago. I'm over here in Los Angeles, so hopefully you will join me, or you'll save this and do it later. So let's get started. The reason that we're doing a stretch workout today is because stretching is so important for recovery. Stretching can help you actually prevent or lower your risk for injuries. So let's say you have to do something where your muscles go into a really, really far range of motion, but you don't have the flexibility to do so. If your muscles stop you, they could tear, or you could, if you're kicking really high and you don't have that range of motion, your bottom foot could slip out from under you and then you can fall and hurt yourself. So when you're doing flexibility and mobility, think about it as this is preventative training. So it could help you prevent falls in the future if you're able to catch yourself or save yourself from a fall. And it can, my cat's gonna go crazy throughout this, just a heads up. It can help you decrease stress. So if any of you are yogis, you know how you feel after you do a yoga workout. So stretching has a bunch of different benefits, and I want to also not just decrease stress with the times that we're in right now, but I want to help you prevent those injuries. I want to help you have stronger, more functional muscles, right? Because sure, we can get really, really strong, but if we're not able to do certain things with those muscles, that's going to be a problem just for living and quality of life. So I'm going to take you through a full body stretch. I usually do this in an hour, so I'm going to cram in a lot. I have my notes for which ones I want to cut out and which ones I really want to make sure that we hit. So if you have yoga blocks, you can definitely use them. You might want a pillow, you might not, but it's not going to require any equipment. So just something that you can hold on to so you can relax into it. I did the Murph on Memorial Day, and my arms are so noodly. So let's get started here. Excuse me, Zara, we're not going to do this. All right, we're going to start off with our hamstrings. So perfect. I wanted to make sure that I'm high enough in the frame so that all the comments are below. I won't be able to fully read the comments, but if you have questions, at the end I'm going to go through and do a Q&A. So please, definitely in the question box, you can ask questions there, and then I'll scroll back up at the end. So we're going to start with hamstrings here. And you're going to be lying on your back. I'm going to push the panel mat a little out of the frame. We don't need that just yet. So you're going to be lying on your back, okay? One leg is bent, right? And you're going to pull one knee into your chest. Grab and interlace your fingers behind your knee. If at any point you need a strap, you can grab a towel, you can grab a band, something if you're not able to reach, your foot, or you're actually working on your flexibility to be able to increase that range. So when we're here on our back, we're going to want to try and, okay, Zara, you can't see. Okay, you're going to try and lift your lower back off the ground, actually. Contrary to a lot of training cues, this one we actually want to keep the natural curve of our back. We're not going to try and open up, but we're going to be able to lift that lower back and slide our hand underneath. Interlace the fingers behind the knee, and we're just going to slowly wake up the hamstring here. So give a couple of straightens and bends. You can totally relax the foot. Don't worry about the ankle and the toes just yet. I want you to focus on this quad muscle. And we're going to do this kind of for time. We're not doing full reps unless I cue you to. So we're here. And then at the top here, I want you to squeeze that quad as tight as you can. From here, I want you to try and pull your leg closed, but your arms are going to fight against it. Your arm's going to be trying to pull it to your chest, and your leg is going to be trying to pull to the floor. So let's create that kind of tension for 5 seconds. Here we go, and push and pull for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend and straighten again. Good. And then from here, you're going to flex. Ooh, that's going to feel nervy. Keeping that tightness of the quad. Flex and point. Give a couple of flexible points here. Keeping, squeezing that quad, keeping that lower back arch. If your lower back has come down to the ground, remember to lift it back up, right? So I can do my splits, but for me, this feels like a very intense stretch at 90 degrees when I'm in the proper form. So lower back lifted, quad straight, flexing and pointing. Yeah? Good. So from here, let me see where I want to take it to. Okay, yeah. All right, so now we're just going to go across the body. So same thing. Did she knock my camera? I don't know. All right, so from here, you're going to pull it across the body. Yeah? And you're going to do the same thing. If you can reach higher, awesome. Or if you need to keep it back here, that's fine as well. So the top foot is going to try to be over the opposite shoulder. So you're looking from this direction, I'm doing this across my body. So try and pull that leg across the body, and you're going to do the same thing. Bend and straightens, relax the foot entirely. Yeah, warming up the hamstring, let's do about 5. And then at the top, you're going to create that tension, so try and pull it close, and then pull the leg with the arms close to you. Please stop. Sorry. And fight for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Bring it out to the side. So now from here, we're bringing it out diagonally. And you're going to try and get that top foot over the shoulder or the ear, that direction. Same thing. See if you can pull it a little bit closer. Keep that low back off the ground. We're going to do 5 bend and straightens, relaxing the toes, and then we'll go back and we'll do the flex and point. So from here, create that tension for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it back across the body. Keeping the leg straight, squeeze the quad, think no micro bends. So if you're looking at my leg, not even this, because that's not a straight leg, right? Try it. I actually have a line on my pants to tell me. So I want to squeeze and feel like the back of my knee is like a mouth, opening up super wide. You want to open that mouth as wide as you can. Holding on for 5 flex and points, keeping that leg super straight, quad super tight. And then when you're done with 5 across the body, bring it out to the side of the body and give me 5 flex and points. Good. All right. From here, switch legs, same thing on the other side, not as much explanation. All right. So grab behind the leg, pull the knee into the chest, keep the low back off the ground, thinking of your posture, right, as if you're standing upright. So give me 5 bend and straightens here. Relax the foot, and then you're going to create the tension. So pull that leg close and pull with the arms for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keeping the leg straight, flex and point 5 times. 1, 2. You should be feeling kind of nervy here on the back of the leg. 5. Okay, pull it across the body. Remember, this leg is trying to get over this shoulder. Here, bend and straighten. Relax the foot. Focus on the quad. Remember, the back of the knee is like a mouth every time, opening it wider and wider. And then from here, create the tension for 5, 4, keep that leg straight, 3, 2, 1, maintaining that straightness, flex and point, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out to the side. Here we go. 5 bend and straightens, relax the foot, relax the toes, focus on the quad. The stronger the quad, the tighter the quad, the more relaxed the hamstring has to be. So if we focus on reciprocal inhibition, which is when this side is tight, this side has to relax, we'll get a little bit of a deeper stretch. So create that tension here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then flex and point. 1, 2, keeping that low back off the ground. 3, 4, and 5. Okay. So hamstring should be a little bit warm right now. If you have any questions, please definitely ask in the comments. I will go through as we take breaks. All right, so now what we're gonna do, oh my gosh, I'm like still waking up. I'm all like sniffly. Good golly graciousness. All right, we're gonna skip calves as we go into some things, but let's try one that I like for just after workout. It's not in my list today, but you know this straight and flex one, right? So we're here. You want your hips to face forward. A lot of times people will go into this and they'll be slightly turned out. So if your hips had headlights, they're facing straight forward. Flex that foot. Then I want you to think of rolling your body down, right? So as you're going forward, you're leaning and pulling yourself forward versus just dropping. And here is the awesome spot where you have, if you have yoga blocks, you can have them help you here. So you're leaning forward, and again, remember, I have my splits, so I mean, I can get my chest to my leg, but if I actually want to stretch my muscles in a functional way, I need to be square and aligned. So this, I feel a stretch because I'm doing it right. Yeah? So make sure, if you can't get to here, you can put your hand on your leg, but I want you to create that as if you're standing. I'll show you. As if you're standing, we have this natural curve in our spine. We want to simulate that while we're doing a stretch like this, right? So here, nice and flat. You can wiggle this leg. You can turn it out. You can turn it in to feel the different stretch, right? Chest is pulling forward. Think length and distance versus compression, okay? If you do continue to go down, 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 you need to make sure that back stays flat and the hips aren't twisting. If you can see both of my butt cheeks, that means I'm twisted to the side. So I need to pull that back hip forward. Okay? Switch legs. Leg out in front of you. Think of the lean and the distance here. Nice. You can wiggle the foot side to side. And keep pulling, keep lengthening, keep that lower back arch. Keep this leg straight. Remember reciprocal inhibition. If we're stretching our hamstring, the tighter this goes, the tighter the quad goes, the more we feel the stretch back here. I think Zara just wants to be the queen of the show as usual. Good. All right, from here, we're gonna get into our external rotators and glutes a little bit. So you're gonna be on your hands and your knees, okay? From here, you're gonna do external rotation. So your one leg is gonna go out to the side, yeah? From here, super straight leg. And what you're gonna try and do without moving your whole hips and your torso, just from your hip joint, internally and externally rotate your foot. So I'm gonna try and do it without moving my hips too much. Tell me if her walking on the wheel is too loud. I will take it off of the base if you can't hear me anymore while she works out. So internally and externally rotate. Make sure you're not twisting the whole hip and the torso, just from the joint, okay? From here, we're going to lift the leg and do 5 circles in, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 circles out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keeping that leg straight. The tighter your legs, the sharper your movements can be. If I were bent, it would take me longer and I wouldn't be able to keep up with me. So squeeze that leg tight, pop, pop, pop. Nice sharp movements. From here, we're going to do pulses upwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good. From here, slide into your half middle splits. So you want to keep a straight line from knee to hip to toe, trying to make this shape with your legs, right? Not here, not here, okay? So straight line, and if you need to do this kind of like against the edge of a couch, where the couch would be here, and you can do this on the side, you can slide it out into your half middle split. I do not have my middle splits, and this is the first time I'm doing them today. Let me see. Yes, this is being recorded. So I'll put it on I'll make a preview, and then I'll put it on IGTV. So if you want to come back to it, it will live in there. Absolutely. Okay, so in this half middle split, we're going to keep our chest up, but we're going to keep our core tight. So we're not going to completely sag. We're going to engage our core, and you're going to feel it in your groin a little bit. So keeping the legs super straight, making that goalpost shape all the way straight to your hip, so I'm not leaning back here, and I'm not far forward. So create that straight line, and you can give a little bit like an inch rock forward and back. Open up the inner thighs. Perfect. Good. From here, I want you to actually go down to your elbows if you can. We're going to tuck and arch the pelvis. So we're here, and I want you to stick your butt out. It's like mini twerking. And then you're going to tuck your bottom under. Be very, very gentle with this because it's going to be a very intense stretch. So arch it and tuck it. We're not moving our body. We're keeping the same alignment. We're just trying to isolate the hip joint and kind of work through all the really compressed, icky spots in the middle split. Okay, so now we're going to bring that leg in. Do the same thing on the other side. I'll turn around because I don't think you'll see that other leg. So we're here, straight line. The fact that you can't see my other knee is good If you could see my other knee, that means that I'm not in the proper alignment. So we want to be super side by side. We're going to do the internal external rotation. 5 circles forward, 5 circles back, and then pulses, and then we'll slide, okay? So internal and external rotation just from the hip. Do not let your whole body move. Just see if you can isolate it right from here, from your glute med, your internal and external rotation. From there, shift your hands over a little bit so you're making a tripod with your hands and your knee. Then lift that leg, squeeze it tight so you can move sharp and fast like me. 5 circles forward, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and back, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, pulses up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then from here, slide into your splits. It's okay if you cramp, just come out for a second. So your half splits, making that goal post shape from toe to butt to knee on the other side. So hang out here for a little bit. Hey Tara. I can't read, I just see your face. Cool. So we're hanging out here. I feel like I had something to say, and then I forgot, but I'll remember, and then it'll be totally not relevant at the point that I remember. But we're squeezing here. Remember, reciprocal inhibition, so squeeze the quads, stretch the hamstring as well as the inner thigh. From here, keeping your core engaged, but your chest up and lengthening. Keep that straight line. You can give a couple of rocks back, forward, and back. From here, take it down to your elbows, all right? And I want you to arch the pelvis and tuck the pelvis. Keeping the same alignment, you're just staying in the same place, getting some active. That's what I was gonna say. The reason that we were doing the circles and the kicks was because we want to not only have passive flexibility where we hold a stretch, but our muscles can actually support us in there. So I'm gonna take a little pause here, and you can come out and get water if you need. So the reason behind active flexibility is because here is what your passive flexibility can be. So let's say you have you have your splits, right? But then your active flexibility, where your muscles actually put you into that range of motion, and you can only, I have to demonstrate. Okay, so let's say you can do splits, right? You're fine, you pop into your splits. But, like, I know my muscles can stretch to that range of motion. But does that mean that I can do standing splits, that I can hold my leg up to my face with my bottom leg straight? Let's see. So if I'm here and I wanted to get that full split, right? Because you know my muscles can do it. I'm capable of that range of motion. If I lift my leg, my muscles are only strong enough to bring me to here. There are some dancers who have that active flex where they can get it all the way up there, but why can I not, right? So that means I have a gap, and same with standing splits, like in yoga, if you're doing this. Like, you just saw me go into splits, but my split is not a full split. That is because I'm lacking active flexibility to be able to get into that full range of motion that I know I have. So give me some hearts if that makes sense, or give me a comment if you have a question about it, because we'll go over questions at the end. So the reason we do active flexibility while we're stretching is to make sure that those muscles get strong enough to support us in that range of motion. If the muscles are not strong enough to support us in the range of motion that our muscles are capable of getting to, then that means you are at higher risk of injury. And the bigger the gap between the two, the higher the risk. So if that makes sense. If you can do your split, but you can barely lift your leg above horizontal, when you kick and you try to get to vertical, you're at a higher risk of tearing or hurting yourself because your muscles are not strong enough to support that. So absolutely, there is active flex and there's passive. So a lot of times if you're going to a stretch lab or something and they're stretching for you, sure, it feels good in the moment, but that is not going to fully help you. You need to do both, not only passive and not only active. So you need to balance the two and do both. So that's why we're kind of mixing the static stretches with some of the active. So you're gonna feel some of the burn. All right, let's get into our hip flexors. So this one is super irritating because it is very tedious. So if you are on your hands and knees, right, you're going to, I have to show you like from behind. So from here, you're lifting your leg, but you're crossing it across your body. So it's kind of above this leg. So almost like we have to go to the bathroom, and you're crossing that leg over. From here, you're gonna imagine, or if you do have yoga blocks, you can put it right in between the heel and the butt. If you do not have a yoga block, then just pretend, okay? from here, you're gonna keep that leg crossed across your body, right? And you're gonna do baby pulses. So we're gonna go here, and we're gonna do pulses very, very fast. We're gonna do 25. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Now, these should be very, very small movements as you're doing this. And I forgot to mention, pull your ribs up and in. It's going to make the movement even smaller. So hold here, give another 10 pulses, stay really round, and push into the floor for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The reason we're doing these, coming from the underbutt, is to help strengthen that area so that our hips can open, right? Because we're going to get into hip flexors next. Other leg. And if you're not using a yoga block, you just cross and you pulse like this, okay? So, in between the heel and the butt, cross the leg over the body, yeah? Round to the back, push into the floor, and then give me 25 pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Hold here, round even more. Try to tuck your tailbone under, and then give me 10 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, it burns. Good. All right, so from here, pop it up into your 90-degree lunge. Make sure I didn't skip anything. Oh, I did skip a thing. All right, so from here, this one is super exhausting, so I have to show it in the right way. So you're gonna be on your hands and knees. What we're gonna do is we're gonna do essentially a kick or a lift. So you're gonna lift this leg behind you. Make sure you're not gonna kick anything. You're gonna lift this leg behind you as high as you can. Don't worry about staying square. The leg can kind of turn out to the side. You're gonna lift as high as you can, and you're gonna bend yourself down to the floor. Then, when that leg is up in the air, you're gonna try and keep it exactly at that spot it's at as you straighten your arms. So, watch first and then join in. So, I kick, I go down. See how my leg is up here? It's kind of like, there we go. It's like at the wheel. My goal is to keep it there as I straighten my arms as best as I can. And then we're gonna do it again. We're gonna do 4 of these, and it's gonna be excruciating. So join with me. So I'm counting that. I'm not counting that, I mean. Lift it up, find as low as you can, and then maintain. Keep that leg straight, keep it exactly where it is. Don't let it drop. Keep lifting, keep lifting, keep lifting. There's 1, 3 more. Try and lift even higher, and then push straight, keep it up, 2. Bend and lift, lift, lift. Keep it right there as you straighten the arms. 3, 1 more. Lift it as high as you can. Squeeze the butt, push the arm straight, keep it right there, and down. I don't know why that hurts so bad, but it does. Other side. Same thing, we're squeezing and strengthening the glutes so that we can open the hips, yeah? Same concept of reciprocal inhibition. As the glutes are squeezing, the hips are being forced to open. So, let's lift the other leg, bring it down, lift as high as you can, and then straighten the arms. Try to keep that leg up, and then down. Here's 1. Keep it, lift it. 2, keep the leg straight. Halfway there, bend, lift, squeeze. 3, 1 more. Lift it as high as you can. Keep it right there, and down. Ow! Okay, let's see. Yeah, it's excruciating, and just like 4 of them, it's like the hardest thing. So, now you're in a 90-degree lunge, yeah? From here, what I want you to do, and you've probably done this one before, you're gonna tuck that back toe under, okay? It's gonna give you a little more control. I want you to think of tucking your hips under. Oops, can't see. So if I put my hand flat, right? I'm trying to make my fingers point in front of my hips. So I'm tucking under, I'm not just pushing, yeah? So feel as if your hips had a glass of water and you're tilting it back. You're trying to pour the water out behind you. So tuck, push crazy hard with that back foot into the floor, okay? That should naturally kick on the glute. And then tuck. And then now, from here, I want you to feel like you're dragging your knee across the floor. So this leg is going to be super fired up. You're going to feel this all in the front hip. If you need a pillow, you can put a pillow under your knee to help with some of the pressure straight down. Especially if you've ever had a knee surgery or injury, you're gonna probably feel this, so you wanna have a softer surface, like a panel mat or a pillow. From here, same leg that is down, same arm that is up, goes up, reach across the body, and it's gonna open that side even more. And if you want to, you can do a wrap to give a little extra leverage. Keep pushing with the back leg, pulling the knee across, squeezing the glute. And it's not like a butt clench, it's more of a butt push squeeze, if that makes sense. Good. From here, bring it down. Other side. Where are we at with time? Okay, I think we're good. We might not get to all the things, but we'll get to a lot of the important things. All right, so we're here. Tuck that back toe under, push down into the floor. I'm gonna turn a little bit more. Okay, tuck the hips under. So from here, tuck the hips under. Push with the foot so the glute squeezes. Then feel like you're dragging that knee across the floor. Yeah? From here, same hand of the leg that is down goes up. Reach across the body. If you want this hand to have some place to be, wrap it around the body. Grab that leg and help you pull. Keep everything engaged as you are stretching. You should feel the stretch in your hip flexor all the way up into your psoas, which is, I don't know why I said psoas, up into here. It should be kind of like right in front of your hip if you're getting the full stretch. So you're here and stretching and reaching, but your goal is to really open the front of the hip. This is where a lot of us get nice and tight and sore and short from sitting a lot, or if you're like me and you like to sit crouched and like in this position a lot, think of how short these hip flexors get and how tight they get. So we need to allow ourselves to open, and we need to get our glutes stronger so that this will help you prevent injury, like I mentioned in the beginning. So you can take a rest, come out. Like I said in the beginning, stretching will help you prevent or lower your risk for injury. So think about this, all right? If we're standing here like this, you can naturally see how tight my hips are because there's this like angle at my hips. It's really hard for me to get it flat without crazy engaging my glutes. But think about that. As this is tight, it's gonna pull on the low back forward. So it's gonna put some people into this kind of lordosis. I can't talk today. It's only 8:30 here, and I've been getting no sleep. So think about the strain that it puts on the back if these are tight. So we want to really open so we can relieve some of that pressure on the low back. So if you have any low back issues or pain, think about the joints above and below where you're feeling the pain, because that can typically be a culprit. It's not just that you're doing something that's irritating your low back. Maybe the problem's coming from your hips or your knees, or sometimes even your ankles can go up the chain if you're walking like this, and it can throw off the whole gait, right? And then that affects your low back. So when you're walking, think of leading with your knee to keep yourself in alignment, and then that's going to help you be consciously aware of not affecting or compensating to eventually have any pain or issues. And you can give me hearts if that makes sense. All right, we are done with hip flexors. We're going to go into, speaking of the low back, we'll release the low back now. So you're going to be here in a butterfly. If you have blocks, ground. If not, just use your elbows. So you're going to put your elbows on your knees or on your blocks, yeah? You're going to grab your ankles, and you're going to push your knees down as you're stretching here. So you can do a couple of rocks forward, you can do rolls, you can lean, you can pull, but the whole time, let me turn to the side so you can see. Okay, from here, I want you to think flat back, yeah? If you're here, you're not gonna feel the stretch as much, and I can push myself lower. But if I'm flat back, right, I'm lengthening the muscles. As I push, I immediately feel it in the outside of my hips. So try to hold out here in a butterfly for a little bit. Push those legs down. Keep your back flat, lengthen. You may even feel your low back in this position. So hang out here for a second. And then we're gonna do some spinal twists that are gonna help you feel like the back side of your back. There we go. Tara, what'd you say? These are really great. Do you have more resources in the program for us to use for stretch? I have a stretch guide. It's a pretty simple one, but I am, because the demand has been there, I'm looking into making a course with some of our TLAG team members to make like a stretch like a gymnast course. So that is in production. It's in pre-production right now, but it is coming because I know it's a demand, it's a want and a need. So from here, your butterfly, I want you to put your hands, put one hand behind your head, and then put that opposite hand on the opposite knee, yeah? Or it can be down here. Because the goal with this one is you don't want those knees to go up. You want to keep them down as best you can. So I'm going to put mine kind of halfway, hand behind the head. So you can mirror me. You're going to twist. Imagine this elbow has a laser, right? You want that laser to face behind you, and then from there, let it face the ceiling as you tilt your shoulder to your knee. And really try not to come down. Remember, this elbow has the laser that you want to face to the ceiling. And as you're doing this, this leg is going to want to come up. So keep pushing, actively pushing that leg down. You should feel this stretch on the back side of your body. Yeah? So keep opening that chest, make that elbow face the ceiling, push the knee down, try to get this shoulder to this knee. And then we're going to come up. We're going to do it again. I'm glad to know you. Hi, thank you for joining from Argentina. All right, so from here, we're going to do it one more time. Twist to the back, make that elbow face the back, and then make it face the ceiling. Keep that nice and open. Let the lower back release. And then come forward. Round it up. Other side, hand on the opposite leg, hand behind the head. Twist, make that elbow face behind you, and then lean, make that elbow face the ceiling. Stay open, open, open. Try and get that shoulder to the ground. Keep this knee down. Open the chest. Feel the stretch in the back. Remember, think length. This one you're going to be rounding. I don't know if I can explain this properly. You're going to be rounding with length. So as you're trying to get that shoulder to the knee, instead of just dropping it, right? Think of how round you can make yourself. Because now, right, we're having to contract this side to release this side. Reciprocal inhibition on either side of the muscle. So we're contracting the abs, pulling back so that these muscles get really lengthened so we can feel the stretch. So here, boom, tilt, yeah? And then we'll do one more, twist and lift. Roll it forward and come all the way back up. I just realized there has been no music, but I think it's fine because I've been talking the whole time. Hi. All right. We're going to do a little bit of neck opening and some shoulder stuff. We're going to skip the back, unfortunately. I think a lot of our stuff is stemming from here nowadays and affecting our back. So our upper back has issues opening, right, because we're so here. But I think a lot of it is also coming from this, from this, from this. So a lot of this needs to be open. So let's do the first one. You're going to be on your knees. You're going to be on your knees. You're going to have one hand down by your side. Yeah? So where I want to start? Yeah, okay. Let's just start with the regular. So up and down. Let's get it in gently so our heads don't roll off. That song, heads will roll. We're not going to do that. And then side to side, ear to shoulder. Gently. Thank you. Good. Because I do it myself, and I've taken classes myself, and I've coached people, and I see the most common errors, so that's what I know it to cue, and I know the point in time when you're most likely to kind of relax that or forget about it, so I cue it back. All right, so from here, one hand down on the side, your palm is flexed. You're going to push down as if you're trying to push something into the floor. You're pushing like that, right? So you're pushing on the air. Now that's going to lengthen your neck, but we're going to turn our head the opposite direction, look down to the floor. Just from that, you should feel, if this is staying active, straight, and pushing, you should feel the stretch in the front of the neck, yeah? And as you lift your chin to the ceiling, it's going to gradually shift even more to the front. So you're going to look down and up gently while pushing, palms flexed, the opposite direction. Go very gently here. If this is too much on the neck, you can use the other hand, 2 fingers on the back of the head to help support the movement if your head feels too heavy. So keep lifting, stretching there. From there, roll to the front, chin to the chest. Other hand goes down to the side, flex the palms, push down, and then roll to this side, looking down diagonally. This one you'll feel more on the back, right? Oh, did I say that wrong on the first side? When you look down, you'll feel it on the side of the back of the neck. As you shift up, it takes it more to the front of the neck, and you should feel it rolling through gradually as you look down, gradually as you look up. Keeping that hand flexed, push, 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 stay active. feel the stretch in the neck, bring the chin to the chest, come back up. Give me one word for how that felt. That should have felt amazing. All right, so then here, this one's gonna feel more nervy. You're gonna feel sensations. And so this one, if staying on your knees like this is too hard, you can tuck your toes and you can sit on your heels. This will also be a 2-in-1 stretch. You can stretch the bottom of your feet in this one and your toes, which will help with your walking and everything as well. So whether you're up on your knees, whether you're standing, or whether you're sitting on your heels like me, bring your arms out to this side. So here, I want energy through the fingertips, through that middle finger especially, because that's the farthest. Yeah, good, so good, great, so good. Yeah, I love that neck one. This one's pretty good too. So as you're doing this, you're gonna lift your chest. Feel like there's a string lifting the chest up, out to the side. You're gonna be here, right? From there, we're going to, I believe this is the one where we do wiggle the fingers, yeah. So I want you to imagine I just like slid an ice cube down your back, right? It's that kind of like, ugh, feeling. So you're pulling your shoulders back, chest is up, as the arms are out. From here, look at the ceiling and wiggle your fingers. You're gonna feel this all the way through the bicep, through your forearms, and into your hands if you're doing this correctly. So, ice cube down the back. Feel that squeeze of the shoulder blades down and back, that goosebumpy feeling. Stretch those fingers out to the side, wiggle the fingers, look up to the ceiling. And then from here, give tiny pulses backwards, tiny pulses backwards. Keep lifting that chest. Dude, if you guys are watching the replay, you can feel how crazy I am. Oh, and we're almost done. Okay. I know it said 30 minutes, but I wanted to have a little bit of time to explain throughout the whole thing as well. And then the last thing here, you're actually going to use a wall. I usually use a partner for this one. So you're going to put your hands like this on your back. Okay? So the goal is to be like this behind you. Typically, you would have a partner stand in front of you who gently pulls your shoulders or your elbows forward. And that is going to open up in between the shoulder blades and feel incredible. So for this, we need to use a wall. So I'm going to show you. I'll just show you on that wall over there. Okay. It's totally crooked, and that is so unprofessional. Okay, so over here, what you're going to do is you're going to use a wall. Same thing. Hands are behind your back in that position. You're going to put the back of your elbow on the wall. So you can start here, facing away, right? Keep this elbow on the wall, and you're going to slowly turn into that elbow. You're going to feel the stretch on the back side of the shoulder as that elbow is pushing into the wall, if that makes sense. So push into the wall. Imagine someone's pulling your elbow in front of you, but you're going to use the wall to gently help. From there, nice and slow, bring that pressure off, turn the other way, use the other arm. I'm trying to figure out where to go. I'm going to show you right here. Okay. And I'll go down on my knees. So, if my hands are behind my back, right? I'm against the wall. I'm letting the wall push me. Ooh, this is a tough angle to show. So you're pushing the elbow forward. I'm turning myself into the wall. I feel the stretch back here. And if you guys are having issues feeling this, let me know in a comment or a DM or anything there, and I will help you out to do it. So you're just imagining someone doing this, right? But you're using the wall if you don't have a partner to assist. Open it up, and you guys are good. So I hope that was a wonderful start to your morning. That's kind of like how I lead people through stretching workouts. And that's very fast. That was 40 minutes. So I'm going to let you guys go. But you can find me, DM me, ask me questions on Danielle Gray Fit. I really wanted to explain the whole technical side of stretching as well as instead of just taking you through something. And be sure to save this post. So this is going to go on Strong Fitness Mag's feed. They'll take off the preview, I think in a few days, but it will live forever in the IGTV. So when you see it pop up, save the post to like an album that you have of like follow along workouts and do this every now and then. Great. I'm glad you enjoyed it. And if you know somebody who struggles with low back issues or tight hamstrings, please send this video to them so that they can do it themselves. Share the love, share the stretchiness. And with that, I'll let you guys have a wonderful rest of your Wednesday, whether that was a finisher to a workout or you haven't worked out yet today. Hopefully that helped. And I will talk to you soon. Connect with me. I want to talk to you in DMs. Okay, bye.